What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our Kings related podcast, wherever you may be. Thank you, as always, for joining me for another edition of the show. And whether you are watching on YouTube, Spotify, or listening on your favorite podcast platform, please do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment down below. That will be much appreciated. And the 2006 NBA Draft first round is officially in the books, and the Sacramento Kings may have just added two pieces that fit both for the present and the future. They needed a star player, they needed shooting, and they need the face of the franchise. And I think Scott Perry and his staff, they accomplished that last night in round one. With the 7th overall pick, the Kings, they selected, to nobody's surprise, the Arkansas freshman guard, Darius Acuff Jr. Later in the night, the Kings trade back into the first round with a trade with Cleveland and land UConn forward Alex Karaban at number 29. So let's break down what these picks mean for this team moving forward. First off, let's start off with the headline move. The 7th overall pick. You got your future floor general, the face of the franchise, potentially your star player for the long term, and your starting point guard. Because with that 7th overall selection, the Kings, they bet on upside talent and the star potential by drafting Darius Acuff Jr. And what jumps off the screen immediately when you watch his games or the clips on YouTube is his scoring ability. Acuff is an explosive offensive weapon who can score from all three levels on the floor. He's got deep shooting range, an elite shot creation skills, and the confidence to take over games when the lights are the brightest. He's got that clutch gene. And this team, they have been searching for that young guard capable of creating offense on his own since they traded De'Aaron Fox, your last face of the franchise, at the deadline a year ago. And Darius Acuff checks those boxes. But he just isn't just a scorer. His athleticism is elite. He possesses that blazing speed with the basketball and the burst necessary to put pressure on defenses every possession, because once he gets downhill, defenders are forced to collapse, opening opportunities for his teammates. And that's where Acuff's playmaking comes into focus, because he isn't just hunting shots. Acuff has the vision to create for others and consistently makes the right read in those pick and roll situations. And his ability to manipulate defenses and build chemistry with big men could make this a perfect long-term pairing along Domantas Sabonis. And that's why I'm kind of keen on maybe the Kings don't trade Sabonis this offseason. Because I think if you look at those, whether it's the high screen actions, the DHO actions, or the transition opportunities, Darius Acuff has the tools to become this point guard of the future for this team. And most importantly, he's got the swagger. He embraces those big moments. If you just watch watch him this past season at Arkansas. He wants the ball when that game is on the line in those biggest moments. And he's got that clutch mentality. That's something every team looks for in their lead guard. And the Kings didn't just draft the talent, they drafted confidence with Darius Acuff Jr. And that's why, going back to the Sabonis situation, that's why I think the Kings should not rush to move Sabonis this offseason. I think if we all expect Levine to pick up that option, $49 million option next week. If you can buy out Levine, be perfect. Because I think Sabonis with Acuff makes a lot of sense for this team. Because if Sabonis is healthy and he plays well, maybe you trade Sabonis at the deadline this upcoming season. So that's just my take on the pairing with Acuff and Sabonis. But now the Sacramento Kings, they weren't done. Let's talk about the Kings moving back into the first round because it was a busy night. The Kings, they acquired the 29th overall pick from Cleveland for the 34th pick in the second round tonight and a future second round pick, and they selected UConn forward Alex Karaban, 4-year guy at Connecticut, and all he has done is win. That's all he's done. 4-year guy again, 6'7", and I don't know if they didn't have to give up a lot to move back into the first. I don't know if Alex would have been there for at the 34th pick for Sacramento in the second round, but this might end up being one of the biggest steals of this NBA draft. If we look back at this draft a year from now or 3 years from now, because first and foremost, the Kings were one of the worst shooting teams in the NBA. And the goal for this team in this draft, get a star player, address the shooting. And I think they've kind of done that with these two picks because Alex Karaban he's an elite floor spacer who demands attention beyond the arc. His shooting gravity alone creates more room for stars and playmakers to operate. But what separates Karaban from many shooters is his basketball IQ. This is a player who understands spacing, timing, and winning basketball because all he has done in college is win. 4-year guy at Connecticut, 3 Final Fours, back-to-back national champions in 2024 and 2025 with the Huskies. And he started in 150 of the 151 games started for UConn. So the durability is there, and his off-ball movement is outstanding. And coming from that UConn championship culture, he knows how to impact games without dominating the ball. He constantly relocates, cuts in intelligently. He finds the open space. Defenders can't relax when Alex is on the floor. And Karaban also excels as a connective passer because when the ball swings his way, he makes the quick decisions that keeps the offense flowing. No over dribbling, no stopping the offense, just smart basketball. And at his size, again, 6'7", 2-something, he provides a valuable versatility. I think he played multiple positions at the forward spot. Like, he could play those multiple front court positions. He gives the Kings another high IQ player who complements this roster for a team that's trying to balance the veterans if any of them's healed. There was a report about DeRozan. Well, if they can't find a trade partner, they may release DeRozan this offseason. And you got the young talent, and Karaban feels like the perfect fit here. And if you look at the young core on this team, Acuff, Karaban, Clifford, Rayno, Dylan Cardwell, I'm still a firm believer in Devin Carter. That's an intriguing, fun, young core for this team going forward. How many wins that will this team make? I have no idea. But these two picks, they represent something important. Identity. Darius Acuff Jr. brings the speed, creation, scoring, and the future star upside. Alex Karaban brings the shooting, the intelligence, spacing, and winning habits. And one pick addresses Sacramento's long-term need at that point guard position in Acuff. And Karaban adds another need, a proven winner who can contribute in a variety of ways this upcoming season for Sacramento. And together, both of them, they inject youth, skill, and versatility into a roster that desperately needed more of all three of those. Now the challenge becomes development, and this team must commit to giving these young players opportunities. You give the keys to the core to Darius Acuff as that point guard going into the regular season. And because he is your future and the face of this franchise, he needs minutes. And if Karaban is going to become a rotational piece, he needs meaningful minutes and opportunities because the talent is there, the fit is there. Now it's about maximizing all of that for these young players. If I had to predict right now, I think Zach LaVine will not be on this roster. I don't think DeRozan will be on this roster. I do think Sabonis will be on this roster for the start the season. When we get to the trade deadline, who knows? But this is the youth movement. They're not going to say this is a rebuild, maybe a retool, but your young talent needs minutes and the opportunity to grow. And this California Classic and the Vegas Summer League roster, this is going to be a fun team to watch in the next couple weeks here in Sacramento and in Las Vegas. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say it. This team with the young talent, it's going to be a whole lot of fun to watch. How many wins are they going to get? I have no clue. But you do want to stay out of the relegation zone with the new lottery format that the league just passed, because you don't want to be one of the three worst teams in the league this year. You want to at least be the fourth worst team in the lottery. So what do you think, fans? Did the Kings find its point guard of the future in Darius Acuff Jr.? And can Alex Karaban become one of the steals of this NBA draft moving into the first round? Didn't cost a lot to move back in. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments here on YouTube or Spotify, whatever your platform you are listening and are watching. And if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you give this video a like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you never miss Sacramento Kings coverage right here on our Kings related podcast. And remember, thank you as always for joining me for another edition of the show. We are a video podcast on Spotify and YouTube, so please check out the video feed. And as always, go Kings, like the beam, and we will see you next time right here on the Kings related podcast.